Okay, let's talk about demodulation of FM. So there are two ways how you can demodulate the FM signal and extract your original message signal back. There is something called frequency discrimination method, and there is something called phase discrimination method. In frequency discrimination method, there is two methods: slope detector and balanced slope detector. And in phase discrimination method, you have three methods: Foster-Seeley detector, ratio detector, and PLL detector. Now, out of all these methods of demodulating FM, we will focus on PLL detector because except PLL, other FM demodulator needs transformers for their construction, so that for FM demodulator, PLL detector will be preferred. So we don't want to use transformers all the time, and all the other methods requires transformer in their construction. That is why we go for PLL, which is far simpler. So let's start with phase lock loop detector, phase lock loop PL detector to demodulate FM signal. So this is the block diagram of PLL detector, where the input is your FM signal SFMT. This is your multiplier block which is multiplying these two signals. Then there is a low pass filter, and at the output we are getting empty message signal, and this is a feedback, negative feedback with a voltage controlled oscillator to the multiplier. Okay, now for analysis purpose we will represent empty as Vt. We will see later why. Okay, so this is the block diagram: multiplier, low pass filter, and VCO. This is the FM signal, and this is your message signal, and this is connected in negative feedback. So this is the block diagram of PLL. Now, since the frequency of this FM signal changes continuously with respect to message signal voltage variation, so to maintain a frequency synchronization, we change the local oscillator of synchronous detector with VCO. You can think in that way. Okay, so this is synchronous detector only, but we have changed the local oscillator with voltage controlled oscillator, so that we can match the frequency of this FM signal, which is varying with respect to message voltage variations. Okay, now second thing is for VCO, if you will see, the input is empty, and we have seen VCO is used for generation of FM as well. So the output of VCO will be the FM signal corresponding to this message signal, so that you can achieve the frequency synchronization between these two signals. So this will also be a message FM signal, the output of VCO, and this is how it will look like. So your SFMT is AC cos 2 pi F1T plus 2 pi KF integration of MT dt. So your voltage controlled oscillator output will be AV cos 2 pi F2T plus 2 pi KV integration of VT dt. So amplitude, frequency, and the frequency sensitivity are different, and the message signal is same, but for analysis purpose we are keeping Vt. Okay, now the conditions for perfect reconstruction of message signal are as follows. So the first condition is F1 should be made equal to F2. So F1 should be equal to F2, and more specifically they both should be equal to FC, carrier frequency. Okay, and in that case your PLL is said to be lock mode, in lock mode. Okay, this is a technical term used in PLL. The PLL will be in lock mode when the frequencies are equal and equal to carrier frequency. And the second condition is your phi1t should be equal to phi2t, and where phi1 is 2 pi kf integration of mt dt in the equation, and phi2 is 2 pi kv integration Vt dt. So phi1 should be equal to Vt, and in that case PLL is said to be in capture mode. So these are the two technical terms used in PLL. It means your phase should be same of the FM and VCO output, and your frequency should be same of your FM and VCO output. Okay, this is the conditions for reconstruction of message signal. Okay, so now let's move on. There are a few points First is because of negative feedback within no time F1 will be made equal to F2 and PLL will be going in lock mode. Okay, so because of the negative feedback within no time F1 will match F2 and more specifically their value will be equal to FC. Okay, now second point, for reconstruction of message signal there is one more point, that is VCO output should have 90-degree phase shift with respect to the transmitter carrier. Okay, so that your VCO output will given as SVT is equal to AV sine 2 pi FCT plus phi 2t. FC you can see because of the lock mode, sine is because of 90-degree phase shift, and AV is same, phi 2 is same, and your FMT is AC cos 2 pi FCT plus phi 1t. Phi 1 and AC is same, and frequency because of lock mode it is FC. Okay, now the multiplier output will be multiplication of these two signals, which is AC into AV divided by 2 into sine 4 pi FCT plus phi 1t plus phi 2t plus sine phi 2t minus phi 1t. If you apply multiply these two signals, you apply 2 sine A cos B, so that is what you will get. Now this term is having 2 FC frequency, which means this will not be passed by LPF because low pass filter is centered around the message signal bandwidth. So this signal will it's no point of considering this signal, so we will only go with this signal. So at the output you will get minus AC AV divided by 2 sine phi 1t minus phi 2t, because, and there is minus sign because I have reversed this, phi 1t minus phi 2t, here phi 2t minus phi 1t is written. Now this is how you will get multiplier output. Now, and we are not considering this because of this high frequency term. Now this phi 1t minus phi 2t I am representing it with phi et, which is error in phase. This amplitude is same, minus AC AV divided by 2. Now this difference is very small, and when you have sine theta with theta very low value, then you can write sine theta as theta only. That is why I have written phi et. So sine of very less angle is equal to less angle. That is what I have done. So phi 1t minus phi 2t is phi et, and amplitude is same. So you can see it is directly proportional to minus phi e of t, and this is going to the LPF. Okay, so we have ignored this term because LPF anyway will not pass, but we have taken this term and this will go to the LPF. Okay, now moving on, we have Vt is equal to phi e of t into h of t now. This is this is convolution of ht, where ht is the response of low pass filter, phi e of t what we are getting from multiplier output, and this is your output of the low pass filter. So it is related in this fashion. Now with phi et there was ACAV divided by 2 and minus sign, they are constant and that can be removed by amplifier. So taking phi e of t. So now if you take Fourier transform of this equation, V of f is equal to phi subscript e f into h of f. Now we want h of f. Now we want this guy, phi e of f. We don't know about this. What we know is phi e of t is equal to phi 1t minus phi 2t. It can also be written as phi 1t minus 2 pi kV integration Vt of dt. If you differentiate this equation, what you get, d phi et divided by dt is equal to d phi 1t divided by dt minus 2 pi kV Vt. And this term can also be written as d by dt phi 1t minus 2 pi kV. We have replaced the value of Vt with phi et convolution with ht. If you take the Fourier transform of these two signal, you will get j2 pi f phi e of f is equal to j2 pi f phi 1 of f minus 2 pi kV phi e of f into h of f. Now this phi e f, there is also one phi e f here. If you take phi e f common and you rearrange it, you will get phi e f is equal to jf phi 1t, sorry jf phi 1f divided by jf plus kV h of f. Now you can also write it as jf common, so phi 1f 1 plus kV divided by jf h of f. This is your Fourier transform of error phase, okay, which is this. Now one point we want to mention here, if the passband of hf is made infinite, what will happen? This term will go infinite and total it will be 0, means phi e of f will be equal to 0. So here if you will see, if you will apply Fourier transform to this equation, phi e of f is equal to phi 1 of f minus phi 2 of f. If phi e of f will become 0, phi 1 of f is equal to phi 2 of f. This means phi 1 becomes equal to phi 2 and there will be no phase error, which is what we want. But practically it is not possible. HF making infinite, practically it is not possible. So what we do, we make passband gain of low pass filter as high as possible, so that there will be very less difference between two them. Ideally it should be equal to 0, but practically it is not possible. That is why we keep the phase error as low as possible by making the gain of low pass filter as high as possible. Okay. Now let's put the equation, the value of phi e of f in the equation. So we had phi e of f is equal to phi 1 of f 1 plus kV divided by kf hf into hf now, and this is your vf. Now this will be approximately equal to phi 1 of f divided by kV divided by jf hf into hf, because hf is now very high, so kV divided by jf into hf will be way higher than 1. That is why I approximated to kV divided by jf into hf. This term is approximated to this term, since hf is very high. To keep phi very less, the phi e, the error between the phi phases will be very less. Okay, so now you can see hf will get cancelled and you will get jf divided by kV phi 1 of f to this much part. Now I will multiply divide by 2 pi. So what we will get is, and 2 pi kV we have taken outside. Now this jf into 2 pi into phi 1f, if you take the Fourier inverse, d by dt phi 1t you will get. Okay, so we have taken the Fourier inverse of this equation. This is what you will get. Vt is equal to 1 by 2 pi kf, 1 by 2 pi kf, and d by dt phi 1t means j 2 pi f phi 1f. Okay, so now if you will plug the value of phi 1t, what you will get? 1 by 2 pi kV d by dt 2 pi kf integration mt dt. 2 pi gets cancelled. Because of this differentiation, this integral sign will remove, and what you will get is kf divided by kV mt, which is proportional to mt. From amplifier you can remove this kf divided by kV. Okay, so that is how you get back your message signal from your FM signal using PLL detector. Okay. Now there is one note point I want to mention here. If you have seen, we have taken SVT is equal to AV sin 2 pi FCT plus phi 2 when we were doing derivation. Now let's see what will happen if we will take SVT is equal to AV cos 2 pi FCT plus phi 2t. Our FM signal was AC cos 2 pi FCT plus phi 1t. This is phi 2t, this is FC locked mode. Now what happens? Your multiplier output will be AC AV divided by 2 cos 4 pi FCT plus phi 1t plus phi 2t, then plus AC AV divided by 2 cos phi 1t minus phi 2t. Now in this case, if this difference will be very small, the cosine of very small theta will come out to be 1, and in this case your LP low pass filter input will be AC AV divided by 2, because this guy will anyway not pass low pass filter because of high frequency. So this term is we can neglect, but here we were expecting something, but what we are getting at the input of LPF is AC AV divided by 2, and you won't be able to recover your message signal from this. That is why we kept SVT as AV sine of 2 pi FCT plus phi 2t rather than cos. Okay, so we took 90-degree phase shifted version of this because of this reason. Now few more note points. For PLL, negative feedback is responsible for lock mode and LPF is responsible for capture mode. Okay, so these things you should be remembering. And now as a whole, if you will see, this is your PLL block. You are applying some signal with some phase AC cos 2 pi FCT plus phi t, and the output of PLL will be proportional to d by dt of this phase. Okay, so in our case, when we were having FM, our phase was 2 pi kf integration mt dt, and at the output we are getting output proportional to mt. Okay, so this is as a general what we have done till now, and that is how you demodulate FM and capture your mt from FM signal.